In today's society, technology is all around us, from mobile phones and the internet to TV on demand and satellite navigation systems. Technology is advancing at an exponential rate. A person sitting at the remotest corner of the world can now, with the click of a mouse, find out everything there is to know about a place or subject they're interested in. People from all walks of life now use IT in some shape or form without even knowing it. And so, here at Cardinal Heenan, we've worked to include the technological world in our everyday lives as much as possible. We've introduced many new IT facilities to include in our curriculum, and even had a staff training day to ensure that our staff are aware of the full potential of these IT facilities and how to implement them into their lessons. Why is it important for schools to introduce cutting-edge technology and tools of the future for their curriculum? Well, technology has advanced at such a rapid pace in the past decade that education authorities, and indeed any large private or public sector, can be forgiven for feeling pressurised into embracing what can almost be described as an IT revolution.
Well, if we're truly going to reflect what society looks like and give our students the chance, every opportunity for employment, higher and further education, then the world out there is all ICT. So if we don't allow our students every possibility to use those facilities, to have at their fingertips the best in technology, and we're failing them dismally. They're going to go into work, a world of work that's full of ICT, and they've got to have the expertise to be able to use it. And equally, part of our 3-year plan is that the staff are trained up to have the expertise to allow the students to explore all these new technologies.
Basic registration, school reports, coursework, class notes are no longer stockpiled in school desks and cupboards, but are now part of a streamlined process that can be accessed at the touch of a button from laptops and home PCs. All of this is now possible through Cardinal Heenan's own virtual learning environment, Moodle. Moodle has now become the core of everything at Cardinal Heenan. So let's have a look at what Cardinal Heenan is introducing and why. Online Certificate, rewarding students with electronic certificates based on their online assignment scores on Moodle. NanoGong, record and play back student and teacher voices directly into Moodle for assessment.
NanoGong is an online device that allows you to record sound through your computer. It's got loads of different purposes all around school. In music, we might record the boys playing keyboards and then play it back to each other for peer and self-assessment. In languages, any oral test can quickly be recorded and fed back to the pupils. In English, poetry readings can instantly be recorded and then used for assessment. This is how NanoGong would appear to a student once it's been set up as an assignment by a teacher. All the student needs to do is to apply a title, I'll call this oral, and then simply record their work by pressing the red record button. This is NanoGong. The student can then listen back to their work by pressing play. This is NanoGong. They leave a message for the teacher, call this NanoGong homework, and then simply submit by pressing update the message at the bottom.
Second Life, into the third dimension with virtual Cardinal Heenan. Second Life allows for a much more interactive way of learning and engaging in a lesson.
Second Life, which is a 3D virtual world, allows people to explore places that they couldn't possibly explore in the real world. Our students will be able to take part in remote lessons and tutorials, events. They'll be completely immersed in role-playing and simulations.
Using your character, which is called an avatar, you can go back to ancient... I could take, as a history teacher, I could take my students back to ancient Rome, and through their character in ancient Rome, they could talk to gladiators, they could go through the forum. I could take them to the trenches of the First World War so they could meet the soldiers and ask the soldiers, what is it like? What is your life like here? What are your rations like? But it gives a whole different dimension to your ability to teach, rather than simply flip to page 32 in the textbook. I think this is something that students will really want to engage in.
So this is the virtual Cardinal Heenan, situated on an island in Second Life. It's in the very early stage at the moment. This is our lecture theatre. Students will be able to sit down and watch streaming videos and lessons. This is me in the middle. The avatar can fly. So we've got our football pitch there. This is the main building. There's our faculty rooms at the back. The ultimate aim and goal of Second Life and all the other technologies is to make learning fun.
E-Portfolio, building an online portfolio for the future. Students can add their best pieces of work that they accumulate over their time in school. This can be taken to universities and future jobs. Online Common Room, a shared area on Moodle for students to communicate online and have their voice heard. This will be monitored by the Student Council. WizIQ, hosting your lessons completely online. Teachers can pre-record or host a live class where the students can take part at home. The lessons will be recorded and stored on Moodle for all to access.
The lessons are already on Moodle so that pupils can go back and look at their lessons, so that if they were absent, they can be a part of the lesson even if they're not directly in the classroom. We can do the lessons ourselves from home, so if the pupils want to log in of an evening, then we can sort of be there and talk them through. It's okay to read through a worksheet or flick through a PowerPoint, but it's so much more effective if the teacher's there explaining the difficult part of that PowerPoint, and that's what the WizIQ will allow us to do.
Gradebook, 21st century marking with an online gradebook.
As a school, we've ensured that we've moved with the times, and we use our virtual learning environment to give pupils and parents access all the time to grades that they've achieved within each course. If you look on screen, you can see that each student will enrol in all the courses that they will study at school in Cardinal Heenan. A teacher can easily access the classes that they teach. With a click of the button, they can see their class list and the grades that their students have achieved. As a parent, you can get online, you can access Moodle, and you too can have a look to see how well your son is doing. As a parent, you can only access your own son, and you can see the immediate feedback given by the teacher so that he can actually progress and move forward.
Podcasting, short 5-minute audio podcasts from teachers containing key revision information for students to remember before an exam. These can be listened to through computer speakers, a mobile phone or an iPod. Live Radio Heenan, a 1-hour weekly broadcast that will connect students, teachers, parents and the local community. This will keep everyone informed with everything going on in and outside the school. This will also teach those actively involved in the station many different skills, such as audio editing, production skills and team working.
This is it, this is the heart and soul of Radio Heenan. You can see in front of me we have our 2 top spec microphones, they're for our presenters. We have a state-of-the-art industry standard software which allows us to use this touch screen monitor to trigger adverts and samples, so an advert's like this.
Coming soon to 2008.
Working alongside this, we have our digital user interface, and this allows me to throw up faders and play music through the software as well.
So how will these facilities help students of Cardinal Heenan in the future? Well, many modern jobs are driven by technology, including radio, TV and music production. Digital sound and picture is at the heart of production and consumption for creative media today.
IT is important in radio production because it's how everything works these days. Everything is done by computer. So if you're a general reporter going out to record a piece, you'll record it on your hard disk recorder. You'll come back and you'll edit it on your machine. And the way you send it to an on-air studio is through a computer system again. And when it gets to the on